everyone. I am Akriti Jain, one of the faculty of EduQuest, and I teach Biology AP. So AP means Advanced Placement. So today we are going to talk about what is the importance of AP in students' life and what is the structure, pattern, syllabus, and how to give the exam of AP. AP means Advanced Placement. So for example, if you're taking AP Biology, so you should know how to prepare for it. So before starting with the preparation, you should understand the concepts that are covered on the AP Biology test, right? So today we are going to talk about the structure, we're going to talk about the time planning and the syllabus which has been changed due to the COVID-19. So AP Biology test, it is equivalent of a 2-semester exam. So for example, if you're preparing for the AP Biology, the last time preparation is not good for it. So you should prepare well. And if the college thinks that you are much more intelligent and you are much more deserving, then the scholarship is also available to the student. So AP Biology exam should have the introductory biology course. That means you should know the basic biology concepts to learn more about it and to answer more about it. Then, if you're taking AP Biology, then you should take after a first year high school. Then it will be great for you to choose AP Biology. Let's look at the exam. So where this is most of the students fail to understand how much time we have to give to the parts and how much time we have to give to the particular question. So total exam is of 3 hours and it consists of part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is for 80 minutes and part 2 is for 100 minutes. So 100 minutes is also subdivided into 10 minutes and 90 minutes. So 10 minutes you will get it for reading and then 90 minutes you will get it for answering. So first is part 1. In case of part 1, you will get 100 MCQs which will consist of 60% of your AP exam. So you will get a mix of both standalone questions and questions in set with 4 to 5 questions per set. Then in part 2, you will get free response section. So you will get 10 minutes for reading. That is a reading interval where you have to think of the answers of the question. We have to keep in mind all the points and then you have 90 minutes for answering those questions and noting down your answers. So it will be both long question and short answers. So in that you have to focus on scientific investigation, conceptual analysis, analysis of data, graphical interpretation, analysis of model or visual representation. So what is expected from you is understand how the graphical and mathematical models can be used to explain the biological principles and concepts. You should make the predictions and justify the events based on the biological principles. You should implement your knowledge of proper experimental design and you should interpret data. So there will be long questions and short questions which will consist of 40% of your exam. So let's talk about the syllabus of AP. These are the major units which comprises the whole of the exam. One is cellular biology, second evolution, third plants and animals, fourth molecular biology, fifth genetics, and sixth ecology. So from all of these units, the MCQ part and the part 2, that is a long answer, graphical interpretation, data analysis, everything will come related to this where you have to write down the essay based questions. So this is about the syllabus and the structure of the exam. Let's study one topic related to AP which is very important. Let's talk about mitosis. So as we know that this mitosis comes under cell division unit. So we know that cell division functions in growth, it functions in repair, and reproduction. So cell division functions in growth, repair and reproduction, right? So there are two types of cell division which takes place. One is mitosis and the other is meiosis. So in today's class, we are going to talk about mitosis. So as we know that mitosis produces two genetically identical daughter cells. So we can say it forms two daughter cells, 1 and 2, which are genetically identical, that is similar, and has the chromosome number 2n. Whereas meiosis occurs in sexually reproducing organism and it results in the cell with half the number of chromosomes. So that leads to formation of N. In case of meiosis, half the number of chromosome means N, whereas in case of mitosis, it has similar, like full set of chromosome, which means 2n, right? So today we are going to discuss about the phases like the mitosis, meiosis, and what are the phases that occurs in between. So all of this requires a chromosome. Chromosome consists of highly coiled and condensed strands of DNA. So a replicated chromosome has two sister chromatids. So if you've seen the structure of chromosome, it is somewhat like this. These are the sister chromatids. Right? So there is the centromere, that is specialized region which holds the two chromatids together. So where it is holding, there is a centromere region which is holding both of the chromatids together. So cell cycle includes many phases. It includes the capacity of the nucleus, it includes the ratio of cell volume to the surface area. There are different phases of cell cycle. It consists of 5 major phases which are known as G1, S and G2 phase, which is making up the interphase. So we can say this is whole known as interphase, whereas G1, S phase and G2 phase, it makes up the interphase, whereas next two phases are mitosis and cytokinesis. So this is mitotic phase, and after this happens cytokinesis. So let's talk about these phases. Interphase, we know that it consists of G1, S and G2 phase. G1 phase is a period of growth. So in case of G1 phase, there's a growth that takes place. S phase means synthesis phase. That means synthesis or replication of DNA. So in S phase, DNA replication takes place. Whereas in case of G2 phase, the cell continues to grow and complete preparation for the cell division takes place in G2 phase. So that in this, replication is happening in DNA in S phase, right? And then in case of the G2 phase, the cell continues to grow and it prepares for the mitotic phase, that is the cell division phase. So 90% of the life of a cell spent in the interphase, whereas 10% in the mitotic phase. Let's talk about the mitosis. Mitosis consists of the actual dividing of the nucleus. So when we're talking about the mitosis, division of nucleus takes place, right? It is a continuous process and it has been divided into prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. So these are the mitotic phases. So let's talk about all of them in detail. First is prophase. That means in this phase, nuclear membrane begins to disintegrate. So in this case, what happens? Nuclear membrane will begin to disintegrate, degrade it so that we cannot see. the strands of the chromosomes begin to condense. So if here we see in this, we are not see, if we can see that the membrane is being disintegrated and the chromosomes are being condensed or shortened. The nucleolus starts disappearing, whereas the cytoplasm, the mitotic spindle, begins to form. Next we have the metaphase, the chromosomes that align in a single plate. So this is known as the metaphase plate. So all the chromosomes will align on the metaphase plate, and the spindle fibers run from the centromere to the kinetochores in the centromeres. Next we have the anaphase. In case of anaphase, the chromosome will go to the opposite pole. So this is one pole and this is another pole. So the sister chromatids have been separated and they have been moved to the opposite poles. Next, in case of the telophase, that is opposite of prophase. That means now the chromosomes begin to unravel and to return to their normal pre-cell division condition as was in case of the prophase. So now what happens is there is a development of the nuclear membrane started to form, and here we see the nuclear membrane has been developed. So these are the phases of mitosis. After that, what happens is cytokinesis. Cytokinesis means dividing of the cytoplasm. This is very important. Cytokinesis means dividing of the cytoplasm. After the cytoplasm, here we see is 1. If we look at the liquid or the fluid which is present, now the nucleus has been divided but not the cytoplasm in case of the telophase. So after the nuclear division, cell division takes place. So in case of animal cells, a cleavage furrow is formed. So if you look at the cytokinesis process, in case of the animal cell and in case of the plant cell, there is a differentiation between the two. In case of the animal cell, there forms a cleavage furrow. So this is a cleavage furrow. These are the two cells and this is the one cytoplasm. So it forms a contractile ring and there is a furrow formation, from which what happens, it forms down the middle of the cell as actin and myosin filaments, right? So after the formation of the cleavage furrow, both the cell divides and it forms two daughter cells which are genetically identical to the parent, right? So it forms 2N. Whereas when we're talking about the plant cell, in case of the plant cell, there's a formation of cell plate. So if here you can see this is a cell plate, right? Instead of the cleavage furrow, there forms a cell plate. So cell plate forms during the telophase as vesicles from the Golgi coalesces down the middle of the cell. And here the daughter plant cell do not separate from each other. So if we look at the difference, the daughter cells in case of the animal cell, they have been separated. Whereas in case of the plant cell, they stick to each other, they do not separate. A sticky middle lamella is there which is cementing both of the cell. So here, what is present which is sticking them together? That is a sticky middle lamella. So this is the division of cell division that takes place by the process of mitosis, where genetically identical cells have been formed, daughter cells have been formed from the parent cell. So here we can see the ploidy will be 2N because they are same. So this is about the mitosis, which is very important part of AP biology, and it comes in the exam, so it may come during the essay type question or it may also come in the MCQ part. I hope you understood. This is about the whole AP syllabus. syllabus structure and one of the topic. Thank you.